Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. We'll continue our conversation about reality shows, specifically VH1, in the wake of the death of Jasmine Fiore at the hands, allegedly, of her ex-husband, Ryan Jenkins, who was a contestant on one of VH1's reality shows, Megan Wants a Millionaire. They're rethinking the way they do business, the way they put together these shows, what the subject matter should be. Amy Palmer's joining us, senior editor for In Touch Weekly, and we want to hear from you as well. Call in 1-877-TEL-HLN. Amy, as you look at reality TV, who's doing it right? Who's bringing some entertainment to the table, but not in the demeaning, lowest common denominator sort of way?
You know, I think that the Discovery Channel is a great place to look at, as, positive reality programming. I think the Oprah Winfrey Network, when it launches, is going to be fantastic. But the reality is that reality TV really does exploit the worst of human behavior. And Jane's correct. Why is this a society? Is that something that we like to watch? Does it make us feel better about ourselves?
Yes.
Is that something that we want our children to look at and say, oh, I want to be them? I mean, this is what kids think is what life is about. I want to be on reality TV, and I want to be famous, and I want to be rich and have nice clothes.
Well, you hit on it.
That's the message that is being beamed out to everybody, and it really needs to stop.
You hit on so much there, Amy. We could do a 15-minute segment on each one of those points you just made. One of them, real quick, I want to this is an anecdotal from my own household. My son's watching. We're talking about John and Kate, and he looks at me and goes, "Why is it news that a lady had 8 kids and they're getting a divorce?" And it was like, wow, nice point there, number one. And number two, I think we're raising a generation where it's all about being famous, but not doing something redeeming.
Exactly. That is exactly
i.e. these shows.
My point. Absolutely. And why? Why are we doing that to our youth? Why are we doing that to us? The average person goes to work every single day. We work hard. We want to raise positive kids who know the value of $1, who don't think, let me go to Vegas, let me be cast in a reality show and become a superstar and then get my own talk show and marry a Playboy playmate. Because that's basically what our kids think is normal.
Gosh,
that is not normal. But unfortunately, there are a lot of kids who aspire to be that. Why not create programming that really looks at people who are doing positive things with their life? That may sound boring, that may sound Pollyannish, but come on, people. Let's look at life, and let's look at the positive images that we have a responsibility to beam out to the rest of the world.
Amy,
we really, really do.
If it's a good story, people will watch. If it has all the elements of a good story, call it soft or not. If you tug at my heart and draw me in, I'm watching. Regardless. But this stuff's just flat out easy. And I think for some, it's a guilty pleasure. They don't let the kids watch, but they TiVo it. Then at 11 o'clock at night, it's like, all right, let's watch the seedy reality show. Right?
Absolutely. And I think that there are so many great people that you could profile, and that kids and people like you and me would love to know their stories. Jane said that Ryan Jenkins was a confirmed millionaire. He was cast in Vegas. He was partying in Vegas. And that's where a lot of these casting people go. They go to places where people party because they think that that's what people want to see. How about really looking at somebody who made it from the streets to the boardroom? I want to see a show like that.
Yeah,
I bet you want to see a show like that.
That takes a little homework and a little legwork, not just showing up to the casino or the craps table.
Absolutely.
Amy,
absolutely.
Great conversation. Hope to have you back soon. Amy Palmer, appreciate it. Issues with Jane Velez.